There's a truth most shooters don't realize until they've spent years in this space. The guns everyone is buying are not always the guns that last, and the guns nobody is buying, those are often the ones that quietly outlive everything else. In 2026, the handgun market is louder than ever. Every few months there's a new standard, a new carry pistol, a new trigger system, a new optic-ready platform that promises to change everything. But here's what doesn't change: round count. Because no matter how modern a pistol looks, no matter how aggressive the marketing is, the real test is simple. Will it still run after 10,000 rounds? Not on a clean range day, not in perfect conditions, but over time, with wear, with heat, with real use. And that's where things get interesting. Because there are pistols right now, overlooked, undermarketed, almost ignored, that are absolute long-term machines. They don't break headlines, they break expectations. Today, we're breaking down 5 handguns nobody is buying in 2026, but that are true 10,000-round gold mines. These are the pistols that reward shooters who actually train. Let's get into it. Number 5. Ruger SR9. The SR9 from Ruger is one of those pistols that simply disappeared from conversation, not because it failed, but because the market moved on. When it first launched, the SR9 competed directly with striker-fired pistols like Glock and M&P. It offered a slim profile, decent ergonomics, and a trigger that was better than many competitors at the time. But then newer designs came out. Optics-ready slides became standard, modular systems gained popularity, and the SR9 quietly got pushed aside. Here's what didn't change: its internal durability. The SR9 was built with a strong slide, a reliable recoil system, and a striker-fired mechanism that doesn't rely on complicated geometry. It handles standard pressure 9mm ammunition extremely well, and it maintains consistent performance even as round counts climb. What many shooters discover, often by accident, is that the SR9 doesn't degrade quickly. The slide-to-frame fit remains stable. The barrel lockup stays consistent. The recoil system doesn't fall apart under pressure. It's not the softest shooting pistol. It's not the most refined, but it's stable. And stability over time is what creates a 10,000-round gun. The SR9 doesn't impress you on day 1. It proves itself on day 1,000. Number 4. Beretta PX4 Storm. The PX4 Storm from Beretta is one of the most misunderstood pistols in the modern handgun market. At first glance, it doesn't look special. Polymer frame, hammer-fired system. Nothing revolutionary, but internally it's completely different. Instead of using a traditional tilting barrel system, the PX4 uses a rotating barrel design, and that changes everything. When a pistol fires, stress is transferred through the locking system. In most handguns, that stress is absorbed through a tilting motion that creates wear at specific points. The PX4 distributes that force differently. The rotating barrel reduces vertical stress and spreads recoil forces more evenly across the system. What does that mean over time? Less concentrated wear. And that translates directly into longevity. Shooters who put high round counts through the PX4 often report consistent performance far beyond what they expected. The system remains tight, accuracy holds, reliability doesn't drop off. The trigger system, especially in DSA configuration, also contributes to durability. The hammer-fired design reduces reliance on striker tension and can handle extended use without the same wear patterns seen in some striker systems. The PX4 doesn't get attention because it's different. But that difference is exactly what makes it last. Number 3. Smith & Wesson SD9VE. The SD9VE from Smith & Wesson is often dismissed before it even gets a fair chance. Budget pistol, heavy trigger, basic design. And that's where most people stop looking. But here's the reality. The SD9VE is one of the simplest striker-fired pistols on the market. And simplicity creates durability. The internal system is straightforward. It doesn't rely on complex geometry. It doesn't push the limits of design. It doesn't try to be innovative. It just works. That simplicity reduces failure points. The pistol handles a wide range of ammunition without sensitivity. It tolerates less than perfect maintenance. And most importantly, it keeps functioning even after extended use. Yes, the trigger is heavier than many competitors. Yes, the ergonomics are basic, but those aren't failure points. Those are design choices, and those choices contribute to long-term reliability. The SD9VE is not built to impress, it's built to survive, and that's exactly why it belongs on this list. Number 2. CZP07. The P07 from Česká zbrojovka is one of the most underrated pistols in the modern market, overshadowed by the CZ75, ignored in favor of newer striker-fired designs. But when it comes to long-term performance, it delivers in ways most shooters don't expect. The P07 combines a polymer frame with CZ's internal design philosophy. That means strong slide rails, solid lockup, and a system built for consistency. The Omega trigger system provides a smooth double-action pull and a clean single-action brake, but more importantly, it's durable. The internal components are designed to handle repeated use without significant degradation. The slide rides inside the frame rails, similar to the CZ75, which improves stability and reduces movement during cycling. This contributes to both accuracy and long-term wear resistance. Shooters who train heavily with the P07 often notice something interesting. It doesn't loosen up. It doesn't degrade quickly. It stays consistent, and that consistency is what defines a high round count pistol. Number 1. Sig Sauer SP2022. At number 1, the SP2022 from Sig Sauer stands in a category of its own. This pistol was never meant to be flashy. It was designed with one goal: longevity. The name itself reflects that. SP2022. A service life expectation of 20 years. That's not a marketing slogan. That's an engineering target. The SP2022 uses a polymer frame combined with a hammer-fired system derived from Sig's classic metal frame pistols. This gives it a unique advantage. You get the weight reduction of polymer with the durability of a proven internal system. The slide is robust. The barrel maintains accuracy over extended use. The locking system remains stable under high round counts. The DASA trigger system also contributes to longevity. The hammer-fired design reduces reliance on striker tension and allows for consistent performance over time. What makes the SP2022 truly stand out is how it behaves after extended use. It doesn't fall apart. It doesn't lose reliability. It doesn't suddenly require constant maintenance. It just keeps going, and that's why it takes the number 1 spot. Because when you talk about 10,000 round Goldmines, this is exactly what you're talking about. The pattern that separates these pistols. There's something all 5 of these pistols share. They're not trying to be the newest thing. They're not chasing trends. They're not built around features that look good on paper. They're built around fundamentals. Strong internal systems, simple designs, proven engineering. And that's what creates longevity, because every added feature introduces complexity. And complexity introduces potential failure points. These pistols avoid that. They focus on what matters, and that's why they last. Here's the truth most shooters eventually learn. The market rewards attention, but performance rewards patience. The pistols everyone is buying right now might be great. Some of them will last, but some of them won't, because trends don't guarantee durability. The guns on this list don't rely on attention. They rely on performance. They don't need hype. They don't need marketing. They just need time. 10,000 rounds, 15,000 rounds, sometimes more, and they're still running. That's what makes them gold mines. Not because they're exciting, but because they're dependable. And in the long run, dependability is the only thing that matters. Because when everything else fades, opinions, trends, marketing, what remains is simple. Does it work? These do, and they keep working.